Hey, you seem to want to complete the main story quest of Hopeforest in Brighter Shores. If you only want to choose your class so that the gear dropped by monsters will be more towards the class that you have chosen, then you just need to be able to defeat a level 10 that is immune to fire. If you want to complete the entire main quest of Hopeforest, then you will need to be able to defeat a boss monster of level 20. So therefore you will need to have a scout level of at least level 10, though the boss will require you to consume some healing potions. So make sure that you have at least 5 of them equipped per attempt. For the next requirement is that your woodcutter profession must be over level 8. You can start your woodcutter profession by heading south from Corporal Bins to Timberwell Green. There, you can trade Maurice for your first woodcutter tool. What you will also need is 1 jar in your tool belt. You could either buy this at the Forger warehouse in Hopeport, or you could also buy this at the Gatherer warehouse, which is located northwest of Timberwell Green. Next, what you will also need is a Hopeforest total level of 60 or above, as well as your combined total level must be over 153. But those 2 requirements are only needed at the very end of the quest. If your quest log does not say nullify the corruption but instead says hide and seek, that is no problem. You can just follow my lead from Forest Clearing. After we have arrived at Forest Clearing and Corporal Bins told us to continue eastward, let's do so, to Central Crossroad. If you have yet to unlock the Hopeforest teleport, then first head south and then east to unlock it, as we will be using this teleport multiple times during this quest. Next, head north to North Central Path, and keep going north until Jermais will ask you if we should split up or not. Say that you split up and then head westward twice to Secluded Path. At Secluded Path, go south into Dryad Glade and you will see that a Dryad is getting attacked by a level 10 mutant stag. Talking to the Dryad will complete the hide and seek quest and start the nullify the corruption quest. Let's attack the mutant stag, but do not use weapons that have a fire attribute, as the stag is immune. The rock just north of the Dryad used to be a safe spot, however this has been updated so you can no longer cheese your way through this battle. And the only way to defeat it is by having a decent weapon and scout level. Simply defeat the stag to start a cutscene. During this cutscene, let's talk to the Dryad and select any option. Then, option 1, we must track down this darkness and eradicate it. And then any option once again. But since we cannot fly as a crow, the Dryad will give us a leaf to summon it once we have arrived at our next destination. Once the cutscene is over, let's head north, then east twice. Back to North Central Path. Once there, go 1 chunk north, and then immediately make a U-turn westward. Do so twice. Through Tangled Path to Tangled Lane, and then go north twice. Through Narrow Path to Thin Path, Thin Trail. In this chunk, go to your quest log and anywhere in this chunk invoke the leaf to summon the Dryad. This will trigger a short cutscene of the Dryad opening the entrance to the pooling. Let's enter the cave, and in there we will need to choose our class. This cannot be reversed unless you make another account. Basically, grass, ice, and electric type. The grass type, also known as boners, makes equipment from bones which are gathered by using the gatherer skill of Hopeforest. The boners are weak to ice types. The electric type are known as stoners, make weapons and armor from stone. They are strong against ice types, but are weak against grass types. Then lastly, the ice types are known as metalheads, as they make weapons and armor from metal. They are strong against grass types, but are weak against electric types. Jump in any pool in this room to choose your class. However, this cannot be reversed, and the only way to choose another class is to make another account. Even though the equipment of the grass type can be gathered in Hopeforest, while the electric and the ice type need to be gathered in the Mine of Mantuban, to be able to create the armor from the materials, they must all be forged inside of the Mine of Mantuban. And as of the making of this video, there are no real differences between these three classes, besides the look of your armor and weapons. Once you've chosen your class, let's go back south, through Tin Trail, back the way we came. Once we have arrived at Tangled Lane, let's go west, go east 7 chunks. At the 5th chunk, we will see some brambles. Just cut 2 of them to continue making our way eastward. To be able to cut these brambles, you will need a woodcutter level of 8 or above. There's no need to chop or cut all of them, as once you have exited this chunk, they will just simply grow back. Past the shades to overgrown path where there are quite a bit of bone spikes which can be dug up using the gathering skill, which in the Mine of Mantuban can be created into armor from bone for the guardians or boners. Once we've entered the most eastern chunk, known as Crystal Clearing, this will trigger a cutscene of one of our comrades being corrupted. Select the first or the third option, it does not matter. Both of them will trigger a fight. This battle is not difficult whatsoever. Just defeat your comrade to continue with your quest. After you've defeated your fellow comrade, select option 1. How do we cure a crystal? Next, we will need to follow the dryad into the southern chunk or the western chunk. And in this chunk, we will need to catch 2 glowing beetles. Once we have both of them, talk to the dryad and go back into the eastern crystal clearing chunk. Continue the conversation with the dryad and then click on the crystal in the center of this chunk and use one of the beetles. Then select the first option. Where should I start looking? And now, to complete this quest, we will need to gather 3 more items. Let's first go back into the western chunk, overgrown trail, and then go south into the new chunk just south, called Brambles Path. Let's chop 2 of them to cross this chunk into the next southern chunk, where we already can find the first out of 3 items. Just simply pick up the glowing mushroom. Next, let's teleport to Hopeforest Central. And let's make our way to Timberwell Green by simply going south once. And at the Wendigos, go west twice to Huntsman's Clearing, and from there go south twice. You have level 8 in woodcutting, so you probably know where Timberwell Green is located. At Timberwell Green, either chop 2 level 0 ash trees, or simply go to Gwen's lumber shop and buy 2 of the level 0 ash logs. Next, go south and enter the carpentry workshop. Let's use these 2 logs on the sawmill to make 4 ash planks. Once we have the 4 coarse ash planks, let's run northeast from Timberwell Green to Mine Road West. If your woodcutting level is over 10, then you might have chopped some juniper trees, so you now know where we need to go next. From Mine Road West, go 3 chunks south. Let's click on the ferry and select option 1. Maybe I could fix the hole. Then click on the ferry once again to actually fix it. And after this cutscene is over, let's click on the ferry one more time and select the first option. Can I use it? Oh, never mind. To trigger a cutscene, as well as our first skilling boss. As I said before, this is a skilling boss. We don't really get much damage from this one. The only thing we need to pay attention to is to not stand on the highlighted tiles. Then use the hotbars to click or use a number of your best weapon to attack the mutant with. To attack the newt with. And continue attacking the newt until it starts to dive. And while it is diving, click on the planks to fix them. And then the game loop starts over. Avoid standing on the highlighted tiles, then use the hotbar to attack the newt until it starts to dive, and while it is diving, fix the ferry again. The length of this skilling boss challenge all depends on what weapon that you have. Alright, and once you have defeated the mutant newt, the cutscene will continue and you will arrive at very south shore. Let's skip through the conversation, and next to us you'll find a glowing fern, which is item 2 out of 3 that we will need to fix the corruption of Hopeforest. Now, while we're here, let's also go a little bit further south and check this chunk, which has 2 juniper trees and a bunch of glade sage. Next, let's go to our spells and teleport to Hopeforest. From the teleport spawn, let's go north, 3 chunks, 2 stump clearing, and the level 30 moss monsters, and then go west 4 times to bear clearing. In the chunk just north of bear clearing, we will need to fight the boss monster of level 20. This boss also has a stomp mechanic. You will see once again some red tiles that you need to avoid. Though this fight will be a little bit difficult. Because bears attack fast, I suggest you to use the step under method to equalize our attack speeds. Second, while we're constantly standing under the bear, we must also avoid the big area of glowing tiles. But since we're constantly underneath the bear, once we pop out trying to avoid the glowing tiles, we will automatically retaliate and hit the bear one more time. Just keep on spam clicking to get away from the highlighted tiles as soon as possible. Only stop spam clicking once you are actually out of the glowing tiles range. Once you are, you have time to drink 1 health potion. Make sure to do so, and then we can start our step under method again. Regular grizzly bears are weakest against cryony or ice attacks. So if you happen to have cryony or ice attribute weapons, then make sure to utilize these. Once you have defeated the 2-headed bear, make sure that you have at least 1 jar in your tool belt and take the glowing honey. Next, let's teleport back to Hopeforest to make our way back to the corrupted crystal, which is, from the teleport, 3 chunks back north to the moss monster at stump clearing, and then 5 chunks east. Once we are back at crystal clearing, let's click on the big crystal and use the 3 items one by one. And the dryad will thank you. We have basically already completed this quest. Let's go through the conversation with the dryad and afterwards teleport to Hopeforest. to talk to the barricade guard that is guarding the gates to the Mines of Mantuban and episode 3. From the teleport, go 2 chunks south, passing the Wendigos. Then 2 east to Cliffside Path, and then 1 south. Blaine is not going anywhere. You may simply pause him and then talk to the guard and select option 1 twice. And he'll ask you to get permission from Captain Degreene. So let's teleport to Hopeport and do so. And select option 112 to complete our quest. And by talking to Captain Degreene, while your Hopeforest total level is 60 or above, and your combined total level is 153 or above, this will complete your Nullify the Corruption quest, as well as completing the main story quest of episode 2. Congratulations, your rewards are access to the Mine of Mantuban, as well as 62,300 scout experience. Now, quest experience cannot be boosted using XP potions. I have tried both using an XP potion from Hopeforest as well as Hopeport. Neither of them boosted my quest experience reward. And this is my guide how to complete the Nullify the Corruption and the main quest of Hopeforest. Hopefully this guide has helped you. Subscribe, rate and comment. Okay, thanks, bye bye.